Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be trying out some products by the brand Col-lab. Now this is a Sally Beauty brand and it is really interesting because it was developed in part by a group of beauty influencers here on YouTube. So I think that that is really cool and really interesting. I'm going to link down below the video by Coffee Break with Danny, who is one of my favorite YouTubers, and she is one of the influencers involved in this. So I'm going to link her video down so that you can watch and see her talk about these products. But she has talked about these and obviously used them a bunch because she is, you know, one of the influencers that helped create this line. I'm really intrigued by this line, but I'm also really surprised that I'm not hearing that much about this line from other influencers. The only other person that I know who did a video about this besides the people who were involved in making this was Jen Loves Reviews, so definitely check out her review too. I'll link that below as well. But I'm just really curious as to why not that many people are talking about these products, that I've seen at least. I would have thought that more people would talk about this because it's such a it's such a cool thing. It's so different. You know, a lot of times when influencers collab, which is why it's called collab, when they collab with brands, they pick out, you know, the colors and, you know, and they get samples sent back and forth and whatever. But it seems like to me, now, you know, maybe this is just me from the outside and not really knowing a whole lot, but it seems like the people who were involved in this brand did a lot more and had a lot more involvement in helping, you know, shape these products than a lot of other collaborations that I've seen. Plus, this is a whole line of products. I only got a select few because there are tons of them. And so this is just what I'm starting to try. And you know, they're also drugstore prices. If you don't have a Sally Beauty near you, I happen to have one near me, but they have free shipping at $25 on their website. So it's not like, you know, you have to spend $100 to get that free shipping. So if you don't have one near you, you can definitely check out their products that way. Let me know in the comment section below what products really interest you that I'm trying out today, or if there are other ones in the line that you're curious about. And if you want to see me try out these products and talk about them, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's take a look. Very excited. So I'll show you all the products that I got, and then we'll start applying them. Just to see. The first thing that I got is the Oh So Fresh Skin Tint. This is in the shade Porcelain Ivory 0102. This was, I believe, the lightest shade, so that's, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. They do have other foundations. This one obviously is more of a tint, it says. It doesn't say that it's like a tinted moisturizer, but that's essentially, I guess, what it is. It also doesn't say anything about it having SPF, which doesn't bother me just because I always use an SPF, you know, no matter what I'm using. This is the Kill the Shine pressed powder in porcelain. So I thought that sounded kind of cool. I thought I'd give that powder a try and see how that is. I got one of their eyeshadow palettes, which I was really, really interested to try. So they have a bunch of different ones. I got the one, let's see, I guess it's called First Impressions, so that's kind of funny. Thought this would be fun to try, and these are the purple tones, so I love purple, so I thought I would try that. And then I got one of their eyeliners in this pretty brown color. It looks like it's a shimmery brown kind of, called Ego, I guess. It's their bold face liner, and it says that it's waterproof, so we'll have to see about that. Then I got two of their lipsticks because I've definitely heard good things about the lipstick. So I wanted to get one of each of their formulas because they have two different formulas. So they have a matte formula, that's this one, and that's in the shade Really, which it's nice, it has it at the bottom there. And then this one is a satin, this is their other formula, and this is in the shade Girl Please. So those are all the makeup products that I got. But then they were having a deal at Sally's where if you spent, I don't know, $25 or something like that, you would get a free brush. So I picked out an eyeshadow brush because I'm always interested in eyeshadow brushes. This one is the eyeshadow blender brush, and this looks very similar. Here, I'll take it out so you can actually see it a little bit more closely. I haven't taken any of this stuff out. I haven't like, you know, swatched any of it. I haven't touched it, so I'm pretty excited. They did have some of these brushes sitting out, so I was able to feel this, and it felt soft to me. But you can see it looks like a nice blender brush. It feels pretty soft, maybe not super fluffy. Well, I don't know. That seems pretty fluffy to me, actually. I'm always looking for good soft blender brushes like this. So we'll see. Those are all the products that I got. So we're gonna try on the ones that I have. I won't really show you if when I add other things. But I'm gonna try some of these out. So first, let's take a look at this skin tint. Now, I'm not gonna use a primer today just because I wanna see how it performs on its own. Obviously, I'm gonna continue to try this. This is not, gonna be my only opinion, but I just wanna at least see how it goes on and looks on the face, how it blends, all of that. I am gonna use my Beauty Blender just because that's what I always use to put on my foundation. It's pretty rare that I use a brush, and I only use my fingers for certain things, but I will continue to try this in different ways so that I can figure out the best way to apply this. The only thing I'm gonna do first is add some of my Bobbi Brown Corrector because I just apply this every single day. I haven't tried a new foundation or, tinted moisturizer or BB or whatever. I haven't tried a new one in a long time, so I'm very excited. It is sealed, so that's kind of nice, so I know that nobody else has used it. It definitely seems really kind of hydrating. Oh So Fresh sounds right, because it feels really like cool almost on the back of my hand. You can see it seems like it definitely has a good amount of coverage for being a skin tint, I guess. So we'll see. I've got a little bit of something going on here, so we'll see how well it covers it up. We'll see if we can build it at all too. Let's just give it a try. I'm just gonna put a little bit on like that. This is how I would normally apply stuff. Blending out pretty easily. Definitely looks pretty hydrating, as you can see. I think you can see how hydrating it looks. Definitely seems to have a lightish coverage to it, which I don't mind. I don't mind something like this for, light days, but I want to see if it builds up a little bit more and, can cover some of this stuff that I have going on. So let's see how that goes. See if we can get a little more coverage going on. And by the way, this has 1 fluid ounce, which is, pretty standard amount. So that's good. You might be able to get more coverage with a brush or your fingers. I'll have to see that. So it definitely built up nicely. It didn't add a ton more coverage, maybe just slightly more than light. I don't even know if I'd quite call this medium, but it did build up nicely. So, you're not gonna get anywhere medium to full coverage. I don't think you're gonna get that because I think it would take a while to build this up, at least, from what I'm seeing right now. I think that it looks really nice. It feels pretty nice. It hasn't totally set. I don't know if it will. But it looks really nice and natural for, just an everyday kind of thing. I'm just gonna add a tiny little bit of concealer, and then we'll try out the powder. And I don't believe that this powder has really any coverage. It does have a color to it because they had different shades. This is in the shade Porcelain 01. And the next shade up looked a little too dark, but this, the skin tint actually worked okay for me shade-wise, so hopefully this will work okay too. It's not called a powder foundation. It is called it's just called a pressed powder, so maybe it will add a little more coverage, but I don't think that it's going to be, a full coverage type of powder. And it also says, kill the shine. So I would imagine that it would help, keep me from getting too shiny. So we'll see. The other thing that I notice is that whereas the foundation says 12 months once it's opened, this says 6 months once it's opened. That seems kind of strange to me, especially because it's a powder. That's not a very long time. I mean, I keep powder products way longer than what they say because I think that they really do last much longer, especially if you sanitize them from time to time, or you make sure to wash your brushes, that kind of thing. But I just find it odd that it says that. So this is the packaging, and then actually underneath it has a little thing, which I don't use all the time, but I don't mind that. Oh, and it has a mirror, so that's kind of nice. But I don't mind that, especially if it's a powder that I would maybe want to put in my purse. It's nice to have a puff and a mirror so that you can actually touch up. So I'm going to see if I can use this under my eyes as well as around my face. I used a very tiny bit of concealer, so we'll see. First of all, I want to see how this feels. It feels pretty creamy, actually, so maybe that's why it doesn't last too long. And it seems like it's going to have like a little bit of coverage, but not like anything crazy. It feels really nice, though. It definitely has like a creamy feel to it, so that's nice. So we'll put a little bit under my eyes. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, a lot comes up on the brush. I just kind of like wiggled it a little bit. Just going to tap it off a little bit. You can see a little powder come off, but then we'll see how my under eyes look. I'll look in my the light of my simple human mirror, which is not very forgiving. So we'll see how that looks. It definitely looks pretty nice right now. It feels really nice and smooth. It doesn't look super dry, so far so good. And let's see, I'm gonna set the rest of my face with it. I'm not adding a whole lot. I'm just kind of pressing, and then, you know, I'm not swirling it because I don't want to disturb the liquid underneath. Just from my first, you know, very first impression, it looks nice. It feels good. It doesn't feel dry. Like I said, it does have sort of a creamy feel to it. So I think that that's kind of nice. It'll be interesting to see if it actually controls my oils. That seems a little strange to me that it would be called Kill the Shine Pressed Powder, but it has like a creamy feel to it. So that's interesting. It didn't really seem to add too much extra coverage, but maybe just a little bit, which is kind of nice. So we'll see how this goes. I'll have to keep trying this, and I'll try it, you know, with other foundations too. So I'm gonna do my brows and add some face products, and because I don't have anything of those, and then we'll come back and we will give the eyeshadow and eyeliner a try. So if you want to know anything else that's on my face, so let me pause what I'm watching. Then just check the description box below. I'll list everything that I'm using that's not collab. So I'm gonna give this a try. I think that I'm gonna set my eyes with this powder, actually, just because I don't see a shade in here that would work for that. This is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. It looks really pretty. We'll swatch a few just to see how they look. So there's some really nice shades in here. They feel creamy. Okay. All right, that looks nice. That was that first shade here. Let's do this purple over here. That looks really pretty. Oh, okay. All right, that looks nice. Let's do this color right here. That looks really pretty. Ooh, that was one swipe. Wow, that looks really nice. And then let's do this dark purple right there. It actually looks like it's kind of a dark brown, but it might have a purple tint to it. It's kind of hard to tell in this lighting. It might just be a chocolate brown. That looks really nice too. So we'll have to see how these actually apply on the eyes, but they're definitely pigmented, so that's a good sign. So like I said, I'm gonna set, you can see they kind of stain my fingers too, so that's all good signs. Take a, it's getting cold, but it still tastes good. I am going to use this eyeshadow brush too, just to see how this works. Oh, this is so hard. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably keep it pretty simple, but I am gonna try and use a bunch of different shades. So I think I'm gonna start off with this shade right at the end, just as an all over transition shade. So I'm gonna sort of, definitely looks pigmented, you can see. Put a decent amount on there, but tap off my brush. There's a little bit of powder, but not too bad. Okay. So it's nice because it looks pigmented, but not too crazy. So it's easy to control, and it blends out really nicely. So far, so good. And the brush feels soft. It doesn't feel like ridiculously soft, like, you know, like a Wayne Goss or something like that, but it definitely feels soft. It's softer than some of my MAC brushes. See, I feel like there isn't really like a mid-tone shade. That's the one thing I will say. You know, there are some nice shimmers, and the mattes so far, you know, seem pretty nice, but I don't see like a medium color that would be good to sort of like be as a second transition or put in my crease. I don't really see something like that. So that's the only thing that I'm seeing so far that I'm like, I don't know. I don't really have like a medium shade, which I usually like. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it fairly simple, but I do like this shade. This is nice. I can try this one here. This is a little darker. So we'll see how that looks. I'm gonna still take it on the same brush, but I'm just gonna focus it a little more. This one had a little bit more kick up. So I'm gonna put that a little more focused. They definitely seem to blend really, really nicely and easily, and they have nice pigment. So far I like that. I think I'm gonna take this shade here and I'm gonna put this all over my lid, and then I think maybe I'll put another one on top of that, just like in the center. So I'm gonna try it first, just with my brush, not using my glitter base, not using my Fix Plus, which I normally do anyway, even with good shadows, but I just wanna see what it has on its own. Okay. So that was very, very nice and pigmented. I'm just gonna take a little more of this shade right here just to blend everything out. Not a whole lot more, just a little bit, but that was impressive. I mean, I didn't even have too much fallout. So I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of this shade here on my finger and just pat it in the center to kind of brighten things up a little bit. Well, that's nice. I'm gonna blend that in a little bit with this brush. I'm not gonna add any more. Now I think I am going to take just a little bit of this dark brown right on the outer corner just to deepen things up a tiny bit. And I'm going to blend that in a little bit too. Not with any more product. There isn't anything for my brow bone. I prefer something that's a little more matte or satin, so that's just me. You might like something in here. So I'm going to take this shade though, and I'm going to use that on my inner corners. Okay, that's pretty brightening. If you like a shimmery brow bone highlight, then you might like that on your brow bone. That's just not really my thing. I'm excited to continue to use this. This is nice. All right, so I'm just gonna add some colors on my lower lash line, and then we will move on to the eyeliner. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this chocolate brown, just on the outer corner here. Just a little bit. I'm just gonna take a mixture of these two matte shades that we used and use that to blend out the brown a little bit on the rest of my eyes. I really like the way that these all blended. I will say, you know, I need to keep on trying them, of course. Want to try out this eyeliner. Let's see what the color looks like. Yeah, it's a really pretty color. It's definitely like a shimmery brown, but a very subtle shimmer. So not anything too intense. So I'm gonna see how that sets too and see how it works. But I'm gonna tight line and put this in my waterline. It definitely feels really smooth. You know, it doesn't hurt my eyes. It's not like crazy pigmented, but even though I had to kind of do some, you know, a few passes on my waterline, it didn't irritate my eyes doing that. It didn't feel rough. And the color is really pretty. So I'll be interested to see how that sets and if I can, you know, move it at all or if it really does set. Before I move on to the lipsticks and everything, I'm gonna charge this for a little bit. All right, it didn't fully charge, but that should hopefully be enough to get through the rest of this video anyway. So I put on some mascara. So I just wanted to see, hopefully this is kind of dried. Oh, okay. All right, so it does set. It really, really sets. And the color is really pretty. Like, I don't think you can really tell that on the eyes. Maybe you can, but it does have a nice, like, shimmery color to it. It's a really pretty color. I like it a lot, and I think it will go with a lot too. These are the two lipsticks. I'm very excited about these. So I'm gonna swatch them both so you can see them, and then I'll decide which one I'm gonna wear. But I thought that both of these would go really well with this look. Of course, I went for like kind of nudie ones. This one is this is the matte one, but it doesn't look like a super, super matte. And it's definitely like a purplish mauvey color, which looks really pretty. And then the satin one called Girl Please. Let's see what that one looks like. Yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. This one isn't quite as pigmented. I'm having to kind of go over this a few times, which is okay. I don't mind that. You can see that color right there. That is really pretty though. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know which one to wear. I think they both would look really pretty with this, actually. All right, I think I'm gonna try Really, the matte one. I'm not gonna use a lip liner or anything else because I just wanna see how this does on its own. Definitely very pigmented. They have kind of like a lipstick smell to them. They don't smell the greatest, but that's all right. Very, very pigmented. I did not need to go over that much. But I don't know if it's gonna set more, but it definitely feels like it's, you know, it's matte, you can see, but it's not like, it's not drying, and I can feel it, but it doesn't feel super creamy. So So far, I like that. That feels nice. Okay, I think I am gonna just try this one on for you just because I wanna see what it looks like. I can't help it. All right, so I'm gonna wipe this off. I'm gonna try this one out, Girl Please, which is a satin. Let's see, this one is just, it's not quite as pigmented, but that is okay. I don't mind that for a nude. Oh, it actually goes on nicely though. I just feel like I need to do a few passes if I want it to be, you know, very pigmented. It's very similar to my lip color, I feel like. Almost has the same smell, by the way. Very, very pretty. I do like this color a lot. Like I said, it is kind of my lip color a little bit, maybe a little more enhanced. But that's kind of nice. It makes it look super natural and you can build it up a little bit. I like that. And that does feel a little more creamy, but I feel like the satin title makes it almost, it's just more like of a sheer formula than the matte one. I don't feel like it's super different than the matte, like feeling wise. Maybe a tiny bit more creamy feeling, but not a huge difference. All right, so that is it. I'm very excited. I will do a video, you know, maybe in a few weeks or something like that, and let you know how all of this works out and how I really feel about all of it. All right, everyone, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure and give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. If you want to see me try some more of these, let me know if there are any other products that interest you. I know that I'm definitely interested in trying some more because so far I'm liking what I see and what I see on my face. Please make sure and subscribe. That way you will not miss a video from me at all. Make sure and follow my social medias as well because I will let you know on there when I'm going to upload. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.